Hello everyone and welcome back to another Stormworks bi-weekly update video. We are going to have a look at the updates as of today, which is version 1.5.3. Now in this week's minor update, we have got a train update. Yes, that is correct. This update is going to be mainly focused towards the train community and also the community that like modding Stormworks. And that is going to be that the train signals have been put into an add-on for Stormworks. Now, before today, we used to be able to look at the train signals because they used to be part of the base game and used to be a base vehicle. However, if you ever wanted to change that base vehicle, you had to then take it out the game files, edit it, put it back in the game files, and every single time there was an update in Stormworks, that would get changed, which means you had to keep on doing it, and to share that custom train signal was really difficult because someone else would have to download it and do the same steps as you. So from today onwards, the developers have now gone and made this a complete add-on. That means you can either choose to have this on or off for every single game that you create or every single new save that you create. And with it, you can also modify the existing add-on. Now this is something really cool. There's a lot of possibilities with this. I'm going to talk about the very basic one to start with, and then we'll go into some very niche and really cool examples that I think this could be used for. So what you can do is you can download the default one, or you can maybe find someone else's over on the workshop. So I've already downloaded it from the actual game files, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into my editor, and if we go and load default rail signals, here it is. Here is the add-on. Now this is the same one that you'll go and select on and off when you start a new game. However, I've just made a copy of it so I can show you what it looks like in this video. So if we have a look at this, let's rename this, why not? Let's make it the NJ default rain signals, okay? Cool. So the developers have actually done something really quite smart with this. Instead of having the locations and having, let's say, 30 or 100 different signals that you have to replace every single time, they've done it in quite a smart way, and what they've done is they've used zones. So you'll notice that if you go to edit any of these locations where there should be a train signal, like here up in the Arctic at the oil refinery, you'll see there is two zones, one here and one here. Now you're probably thinking, well, where is the train signal? There's no train signal over here. Well, that's because the developers have made these zones throughout the world, and they've made one location which has got the signal. So when you load this in your add-on, you start a new game, what it does is it takes the signal from this location and spawns it in all these different locations, which is quite smart. That means if I'm a modder and I want to customize my train signal, all I have to do is replace the signal that's in here with my own custom one. You're probably thinking, well, NJ, where do we get this from? How do we customize it? Well, once again, if you go into the default mission that's in the game save, you can download this. I'm sure this is going to be on the workshop within a few hours, and someone will put it there and you can download it off the workshop. Once you have done that, all you have to do is go straight into your workbench and load that train signal up. So as you can see, I've loaded up. Now this is the same train signal that we had from day one in Stormworks since we had Rails. Yeah, it's exactly the same. It's very outdated. I mean, it's got indicators on it, it's big, it's chunky. I mean, it's absolutely huge. Now let's imagine I wanted something a little bit more custom, maybe a little bit more snazzier, a little bit more up to date. So I actually created one way back when I was doing one of my train projects. So let's load that in. So here we go. I just loaded in my custom train signal. Now this is something that I made way back. It's using RGB lights, it's using different radios, it's using all kinds of different things on it compared to the standard. The only thing that is quite standard is the logic. Now, one piece of the logic that is quite important is this block over here, and this block is called the train junction controller. Now if you go and search in your inventory, you won't find this, so this is something I recommend you do keep the logic quite similar to what it is at the moment. However, you know, if you want to go and you are skilled enough, go look at that. You probably can change it, but yeah, that's just something to keep. That is what, if I'm correct, is what tells the train tracks actually to change. So I would recommend you keep that. So this is something custom that I've gone and made. I mean, look completely different to the base one. So all I have to do now is, in theory, go into the mission editor and replace it. So I'm going to go into the editor. I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to go and replace the vehicle file, and I'm going to replace it with my train signal. Here is my train signal right over here. Simple, easy, basic, and done. Okay, so we've gone and replaced it in there. What I need to do next, well, I'm just going to go and save this add-on. So there we go. Let's go and save it. NJ default rail signals. Perfect. And there it is. Now you won't see the update straight away. If I go over here, you'll see, nope, those are not the ones that I've just done. So what I need to do is I need to start a new save. So I'm going to exit off. I'm going to start a new save. And what I want to make sure what I do is that when I start a new save, is that I unselect the default one, which is the Stormworks default, and I select a custom one from either the workshop or from my save. So let's do that. So I'm going to create a new save, custom. Let's do up in Soy Islands. Let's go to add-ons. I'm going to make sure that I untick the default one, which is the default railroad signals. And I make sure that I go over into my saved or into my workshop, depending if you've downloaded one, and I go and choose my new one. So mine is called the NJ default rails. There we go. Gonna select it on, and all I have to do now is start a new save. And it should be there and it should work, which is really cool. Now that's a very, very basic example of how you could customize it. I mean, you could go really advanced with this. Now, something that makes me very excited is now that it's out of the base game and it's an add-on, add-ons allow you to also have a lure connected to an add-on. Now, because you can get an lure, that means you can now use that data, whether you want to send it back to other vehicles, or if you want to possibly add icons on your map. Something that I'm thinking on is possibly maybe having an interactive map where it tells you the state of the signal. So just like how we look at missions or we look at zones for capturing islands, you might have the same thing on your map for your train signals. So for example, let's imagine we were looking here and I know there's a signal over here in the middle of my screen. I would like maybe to have a little pop-up over here that tells me the state of that signal. So there's a lot of cool things you cool do, and let's just go and spawn in here. And look, there's my new signals. There are my customized signals that I just went and created. How cool is that? That I can go and customize that so easily. There they are, they've got my custom lights on them. If I press the button here, they should go and change. Look, there we go. Press it again. Yep. So these are working. Just like that, within a few seconds, I've gone and changed how my game acts and also how it looks in terms of train signals. So guys, there's a lot of possibilities. I mean, this is something that I was asking for. I mean, back when we were doing the automated train network, I mean, the first ever automated, like fully automated train network here in Stormworks, where it would stop at stations, it would wait, it would pick you up, there was information on lure screens for times. I mean, there's a whole video series on it, guys. I highly recommend you check it out. It was so much fun doing my automated train network. But it kind of died because I couldn't read the signals. I didn't know what state they were in because it was a base default thing in the base game of Stormworks. But now, because it's an add-on, I could put that state of the actual train signal into the Lure script, which I could then use in my vehicles. So that's something really, really cool. I think this is something that was missing for a long time. I'm really excited about it. I'm sure some of the train community and also the modders are very excited. However, that's not the only update in this week's minor update. The devs also have been working on a bunch of fixes and just pretty much reworks and improvements here in Stormworks. I'll throw the changelog up on my screen so you guys can have a look. I mean, big ones is going to be winches. There's also rope physics and a couple of things changed there. So yeah, I mean, really good fixes. The devs have said they are prioritizing making sure that they fix things instead of adding new features that then make more issues later on in the game. So that's really cool they are doing that. And they're also rotating through the different parts of Stormworks. I mean, Stormworks is such a large game now that you have people coming in here doing fishing, you have people coming to AI fighting and do, battles, you have people that are train community, you have all different types of communities in Stormworks. So it's nice to see that they are revolving through the different communities and different requests. Another thing they have said is that they aren't really focusing too much on the people that are screaming the most for things. If someone is demanding a feature and saying this is the most important thing in the world, they're kind of just listening to the community as a whole and listening to the general requests of the community, which is really nice. I know there are a few people that think that their voices are better or more louder, or their ideas are better, or should be taken into account more than other people's, which should not be the case. I mean, even my requests, I don't expect the developers to take everything on board because it might not be what the community wants. And I think it's a great approach that they're doing, and they're just coming out straight in their post. I'll put it up on the screen and saying that they're not going to do that, and they're listening to the community as a whole, which is really good to see. You know, yeah, I mean, it's really good. I'm sure you guys will know exactly what I'm talking to here. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for this week's minor update. Really cool to hear about the train things. I mean, there's so many possibilities there. I think I'm going to do some add-ons quickly and come up with some different things. Yeah, I'm so excited for that. But yeah, anyway, guys, I'd love to hear your comments on what you think of this week's minor update. What are you excited about? What are you going to do with this new add-on here in Stormworks? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you have enjoyed my videos, don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. And yeah, if you want to be notified of my videos as soon as they get uploaded, make sure you click the little bell icon and you'll get notified as soon as my videos come out. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.